Yeah guys, it's Ryan K back again, and today we're going to be doing some more sound design. We're going to be looking at the lead from PPK's Resurrection. Now if you don't know the track, go have a quick listen to it, but I'm going to play the main melody. I just don't want to put it over this video so I don't get copyright done. I will play the melody though. So this is what it sounds like. So you should all know that melody. But we're going to make the sound that comes with it, the bell type sound. It's very, very basic, so anyone at any level can do this. I highly recommend, if you start off sound designing, using MIDI from other tracks that you know sound good, the synth sounds good, so when you try and recreate them, you know it's going to work in this particular context. Of course, we're going to be using Spire, my favourite. What we're going to do is initialize the preset by pressing the init button at the top. The basic sound of this is really easy. It's just a sine wave. Now, in Spire, you just have to change the wet mix all the way to 4 and change it to a sine. Now, in most synthesizers, you'll just have to pick the waveform. So it's usually either a saw, square, wave, all sorts of different types of waves you can use. So today we're going to use sine. Let's see if this works already. We're basically there already. I told you it was easy. Now increase the octave. It has higher notes in this, so I would say increase it up by an octave. Now what makes a sound very airy and large is the reverb. It'd be extremely boring if it had no effect. It was completely dry. So the rest of this you can keep the same. So it's one voice. I don't really care about detune or the density of it. It was a very narrow sound. You don't have to mess around with this at all. You don't even need the cut off modulated. It doesn't even need a filter. No filter, you can keep it off. Very simple. So let's go to reverb. Now, from what I remember, I listened to the original melody. It doesn't have much high end frequency on the reverb. So I'm going to increase the damp, which just takes off a lot of the high end. I'm then going to reduce the colour a little bit. So the colours, is it a higher frequency type reverb or is it a lower frequency type reverb? I'm going to keep it in the centre. Decay, it's a fairly long sounding reverb. So I'm going to put it a bit higher up. I'm going to increase the dry wet until it sounds right. Pretty much got the sound there already. In the original melody, there has a very awkward sounding delay. It sounds awful. It has a little clickiness to it at the end, which I don't really like. I think it's in 16th notes that it's delaying ping-ponging backwards and forwards. I'll tell you what it sounds roughly like, so let's change this down to 16th notes. It's very wide. It almost sounded like that. I'm going to take the delay off though. So to enhance the sound a little bit further, I'm going to use some of the inbuilt compression. So just put that up a touch. I'm going to EQ the top end a touch as well, just to give it a bit more fizz at the top. That'll do. And why not add some soft saturation? When I mean soft, I mean I barely want you to hear the sound hardly. I just want to fatten up the waveform a little bit.
So quiet.
So I'm going to put it down to soft. I'm going to take the high cut all the way down because I don't want this effect in the high. I'll tell you what it sounds like. It'll sound awful. This is what it'll sound like. Not what I'm after. So I'm going to put the wet all the way up and dry all the way down. So it's a tiny bit of drive in here. So there you have it. Pretty simple. If you wanted to make the sound a bit more pluckier, instead of the sustained note, you could drop down the sustain here in the envelope and bring up the decay very slightly. But that's not the sound, so that's the full sound, guys. Very simple entry-level sound design for you. Right, guys, if you have any other suggestions of leads or any sounds, could be a bass in a track, whatever you want, drop them down in the comments. I'll happily have a go at recreating them. Sometimes it's quite tricky when you don't have the right synth. You kind of have to guess the synth that they're using, because all synths have a slightly different tone on them, but I'll try my best on that. But guys, if you learned something here, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, there's going to be a lot more videos like this in the future. If you're interested in where I use my samples from, a lot of the samples I use at the moment are from the new NEPP production pack I was involved in creating with Darren Porter and some other lads the northeast of England. It's on Darren Porter's website, and you can see it down in the description of the video. But again, guys, thanks very much for watching. Stay safe. See you later. Bye.